Wow, this episode left me speechless. Yo, what's good, it's your boy Reviews, and heavy spoilers for Demon Slayer Season 3, Episode 1, titled Someone's Dream, You Have Been Warned. After over a year of waiting, the Demon Slayer anime finally returns. This honestly might be the first season since Season 1 where we just get straight into the meat and potatoes of the episode. That's because with Season 2 it started with the Mugen Train arc, and fans had to wait 7 weeks until they got some new content. But at least with this season, fans only get to wait 1 week until they get new content because most of them have already seen this episode on the big screen. But for me, not only did I not see this episode in cinemas, I didn't actually see the final episode of Season 2. So watching them back to back was quite a treat for me. But what did I think of the episode? Did Studio Ufotable deliver? So without further ado, let's get into it. The episode begins literally seconds after the last episode of Season 2. You have one of the medic Demon Slayer dudes just looking around in stunning disbelief at the thought of what type of battle actually occurred. And yeah, just seeing the destruction around them, I'm just honestly wondering, did any civilians die or get seriously injured? We get a recap scene of the Demon Slayer leader, and then we cut to a scene that I remembered from the end of Season 1, and from the words of the man who killed Rengoku, this place is known as the Infinity Castle, and just looking at the visuals alone, the name absolutely suits the entire scenery. Immediately, I'm just blown away by the visuals of the upper third, and he mentions that he was sent here because one of their demons was killed by a demon slayer, so I'm guessing this is like the place they are meant to come to if this is ever to happen. The demon jumps off and falls down and down into the Infinity Castle, and the visuals. What I love about it is you actually feel like you are jumping alongside this demon. You just feel so immersed when you're watching this. As he comes to this meeting place, we see some other demons appearing. We get Upper 5, and I can't quite describe what the heck this dude is meant to be. A six-pack with baby hands, a serpent-like tail, and hands for ears. And then he has teeth where his eyeball should be. Every season Demon Slayer never fails to surprise me when it comes to these crazy wacky designs. We also get another gargoyle-looking demon called Upper 4. This guy seems to be really scared of everything and scared about the idea that it's been 113 years since they all last came together. Then out of the shadows we get the demon that we saw from last season. I think it was the guy who gave Darky and her brother the power to be demons. The way this dude is introduced, the background behind him is completely in black while the character is in focus, so I'm guessing that Upper 2 may have some sort of really gloomy dark backstory. I mean, with all these demons, they all have really tragic backstories of when they were humans, so I'm just wondering what these guys were like when they were people. His hairstyle reminds me of the Season 1 spider demon, so I'm guessing, is he related to that guy in some way? Upper 3 is super annoyed with Upper 2 putting his hands on him. Judging from their dialogue, it looks like these two have fought in the past before. And then we finally get to see the final upper demon, Upper 1, called Kokushibi. And as an anime only, this scene truly surprised me. I mean, what? Is that who I think it is? I feel like at this point my mind was just coming up with a billion theories because I was not expecting this. The way his hair looks and his composure, he reminds me a lot of Tanjiro's father. It might have been last season, Season 2, when someone mentioned that Tanjiro's father had passed on or something like that. So I'm wondering, did he become a demon? Why would he do that? I mean, towards the end of the episode, it looks like Tanjiro also recognizes him, so it is definitely leaning into that. But the smooth criminal himself, Muzan, finally makes an appearance. He seems to be experimenting on something while talking to his demon people. The way they designed those glass tubes, are they like CGI tubes or are they painted on? Because damn, the detail. Muzan talks about how Darky and her bro got defeated and he doesn't really care anymore. He seems to care about something called the Blue Spider Lily, and Muzan seems to be pretty mad that Upper 2 didn't defeat the Yubayashiki family. And the moment he mentions the Blue Spider Lily, that's when he finally shows his frustrations and anger towards his demon people. In the past 2 seasons, we've seen Muzan angry, but not this angry before. Whether it's physical or emotional, this man hates change. I'm not quite sure what he means by a perfect, unchanging state that lasts forever. It's a bit ironic that he doesn't want anything to change, yet he gets mad at his demons for not being able to find this Blue Spider Lily. Shouldn't the demons change their way of thinking and strategy to help them find this thing? Earlier on, he said that he wasn't too bothered that Darky and her bro died, yet the idea that one of his upper rank demons were murdered by a demon slayer brings him so much frustration. So I feel like with this guy, he doesn't really care about the demons as equals, but more of the idea that what he built is starting to crumble. It looks like Upper 3 and Upper 1 may have had a pretty intense history together, just because Upper 3 is so determined to killing Upper 1. We see Upper 1's face and it's very disturbing. He has 6 eyes, all different designs. One thing that I really want to talk about is this scene of Upper 1, but then we pan to a man that looks like Tanjiro, and he's like an older version of him. Same eyes, same face, same everything, but with no scar on his head. I'm guessing these are the parents of Tanjiro, the lady sleeping, and the man holding him. So I always thought that this dude with the long ponytail was Tanjiro's dad, but this flashback is showing us that it might not actually be him. I'm just bewildered by the whole thing. But this mysterious man has protected Tanjiro's dad and mom, but he doesn't see himself as a special person because he wasn't able to protect anything that was important to him. So I'm guessing that this guy probably failed in some mission and lost the people that were close to him. Then we cut to Tanjiro in the hospital, being in a coma for 2 whole months. You get a lot of comedic moments with Inosuke and this Demon Slayer medic guy. It's nice seeing these characters back again, especially Miss Io. This is probably the first time we've ever seen her actually get emotional and break down. She's always seemed to be really stubborn and stern, but I think she felt bad that the 3 Musketeers had to go off on this dangerous journey because Tengen wanted to bring her along. Initially, Tanjiro has letters from his swordsmith man person who's pretty mad that Tanjiro once again damaged his sword, so now he has to go and meet him in the swordsmith village. When he comes to the village, it's a pretty beautiful looking place. We cut to a bath house with one of the Hashiras, the pink-haired lady, and they put a lot of thought and effort and detail into the scene. Thank you, Studio Ufotable. And if you were watching this in the cinemas, then I envy you. I love how Tanjiro acts really mature in this scene. Normally in these type of scenes, the main character would be flustered, but no, Tanjiro is acting like how an adult should act, telling her to wear her robes properly and all that jazz. Tanjiro also reunites with this character that we saw from episode 5 of season 1, and this guy seems to be irritated at the fact that Tanjiro is talking to him, but I don't quite understand why he's pulling his teeth out. The rest of the episode, we see Tanjiro and Pink Hashira Lady talking about Genya, how he has an older brother, and they might not be on good terms. I absolutely love the scenes of Nezuko playing with Kanroji. She also tells Tanjiro that there's a secret weapon somewhere hidden in the village that may make him stronger. What is this weapon? Is it some sort of super magical sword, or is it something else? Tanjiro goes looking for it, and he sees the Hashira talking to this little boy and a man that resembles the man from his flashbacks of when he was a kid. Is this man his father, or is it someone else? But that's how the episode ends. Overall, this was a pretty stellar first episode, probably the first best episode of a season since episode 1 of Demon Slayer. This episode had beautiful visuals straight off the bat, and it's only the first episode of the season. I'm just super curious to see how this show progresses and what new animation sequences are we going to see. Plus, I'm also curious to know what the blue spider lily is that Muzan so desperately wants. Who is this mysterious man that looks like Tanjiro's dad? Hopefully we'll get all those answers next week. This episode gets an 8.5 out of 10 and it gets an A-. I may have to rewatch this episode because in terms of negatives, there was a lot of exposition and a lot of moments that do require a rewatch. But tell me in the comments down below what you guys thought of this. Did you like this episode? Did you hate it? Tell me. Like this video, subscribe for more anime reactions, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy dude reviews signing out.